Okay. A very good morning. Good morning to all here. So, my dear children, we have successfully completed the topic. Yeah, the topic, the verb called finite verb and non-finite verb. As you all know, a finite verb shows the tense form. Non-finite verb, it doesn't show the tense form. So, by looking at the verb, by looking at the finite verb, you can tell in which tense form it is given in. But by looking at a non-finite verb, it is not possible for us to say the tense of that particular sentence or particular word or the particular verb, right? As you all know, there are three divisions under non-finite: to plus base form, that is called to infinitive, and participles are there. It is also known as verbal adjective, because within a sentence sometimes it acts like an adjective and it is placed before a noun within a sentence, right? And it functions, or it acts, or its job is to function as an adjective within a sentence. And you know, a participle, it is divided into two: past participle and present participle. It is past participle is the third form of the verb. Present participles are always ending in ing, and which is the adjective, which can be act like a verb tense. At the same time, it is in the form of an adjective which is used within a sentence. Yes, Pia Maria, why are you raising your hand?
Ma'am, I show you that for a flow chart, right? So how to do that gerund also, can you show?
That means at the side. Yeah, of course, of course. My dear children, listen, we discussed also gerund in the last class. I have told you gerund, the other name of the gerund, the word gerund is verbal noun. And remember, a gerund is always ending in ing form: reading, jumping, moving, kicking. So if you have told you to change a verb into gerund form, only one thing: remove to from there. If to jump, change it into a gerund form means you can remove to out of that and you can just write jumping. If the jumping is placed in the beginning before the verb, then it is a gerund. And if it is placed at the position of an object within a sentence, that is also a gerund. Only this much you remember: a gerund is ending in ing form, okay, which is also known as a non-finite verb, which does not show the tense form. Okay, that is what we discussed in the previous class, and we are actually moving, and you are familiar with this topic, but still I have to explain it to you. Listen, the next verb. So we have completed regular and irregular verb, finite and non-finite verb. The next session under the verb is auxiliary verb and main verb. Main verb is equal to finite verb because it shows the tense form. Okay, sometimes a main verb can stand as it is just alone. If the verb speaks, okay, if the verb speaks, you know that there is no auxiliary verb is used within that particular verb. Speaks itself shows a tense form. By looking at the verb, you know that this tense is actually, or the tense form of this verb is actually a simple present tense, right? Am I right, children? Such verbs which shows a tense form or which forms a tense forms are called the main verbs of a sentence, okay, which shows the tense form. And it is also known as a complete verb, exactly like a finite verb, okay. So finite verb is equal to main verb, okay. It shows the tense form. But we need to explain the auxiliary verbs in detail. Can anyone tell me what are called auxiliary verbs in English grammar? What is the function or what is the job of an auxiliary verb, children? Yeah, you said it is helping verb. Okay, I agree. You said there is another name for the auxiliary verb and it is said to be the helping verb. But you tell me how an auxiliary verb helps.
Which helps the verbs in the sentence, that sometimes the verbs may not there, main verbs may not there in the sentence. So we find auxiliary verbs in the sentence.
The point is not clear, but I appreciate your explanation. Okay, Anandesh, why you raised your hand? You want to tell me anything?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Anandesh, proceed.
Help us to find the plural or singular.
Excellent, excellent. Anyone else? Anyone else? Devak Menon? Devak Menon, can you tell me what is an auxiliary verb? What is the job or the function of an auxiliary verb, Devak? As your friend said, these auxiliary verbs are also known as helping verbs. How it helps? See children, listen carefully. Auxiliary verbs are also known as helping verbs because it helps the main verb to form a tense. Okay, as if I am using jumping, you won't be able to recognize the tense. But this jumping, it is the fourth form of a verb. That is past participle or a present participle form. Which form is it? It is in present participle, jumping, right? Along with this jumping, if you fix an auxiliary verb, is or was or where. So from there, you will be getting an idea, okay, the sentence is given in, it is where plus jumping. So the sentence is in past continuous tense. It is plus jumping. So it is in present continuous tense. It is will be jumping. So will be shows that the sentence is in future continuous. So the job of an auxiliary verb to form a tense. It helps main verb to complete. That means it gives a complete idea of the tense. If I give you a word like jumped, okay, jumped. If you add an auxiliary verb with the jumped, you will be getting, okay, had jumped. Had jumped shows that the sentence is an example for past perfect tense. So it helps the main verb to complete the tense. Okay, it gives us an idea to complete the tense. That is how an auxiliary verb functions in a sentence. Am I clear? That is why it is called as an auxiliary verb in a sentence. Am I clear, children? Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So listen, these auxiliary verbs are divided into two. Okay, auxiliary verbs are divided into two. All of you please get ready with a paper. Remember, auxiliary verbs, it is also known as helping verbs. Auxiliary verbs are also known as helping verbs. This is the job of an auxiliary verb. Look at the second page. It is also known as a helping verb and it is used in forming the tenses. See, is plus moving. Okay, is plus moving, is moving, present continuous, has plus.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Gone. Yes.
Ma'am, am and are auxiliary verbs, right?
Excellent, correct, you're right. See, I am talking with Ayman. I am talking with Ayman, right?
Yes, ma'am.
A-Y, Ayman, right?
Yes.
Ayman. So here am talking. So am is an auxiliary verb. It is
Yes,
added along with the main verb talking. So we'll be forming a tense form here. So am talking shows that the sentence is an example for a present continuous. Okay. So it forms an auxiliary verb. It is used in forming the tenses. Okay. Okay, children.
Ma'am, we should write this.
No, I'll be sending this into the class group. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Now, whenever I'm drawing a flow chart over here, that can be copied. Okay. So now you listen. There are two types of auxiliary verbs. Auxiliary verbs are divided into two. The first one is known as primary auxiliary verb. The first one is known as primary auxiliary verb and second one is known as secondary auxiliary verb. Another name for the secondary auxiliary verb, look at the spelling, modals. M-O-D-E-L is wrong. M-O-D-A-L, modal. Okay? Okay? So secondary auxiliary verbs are also known as modals in English grammar. So there are two types of auxiliary verbs, primary auxiliary verbs and secondary auxiliary verbs. Another name can be used for the secondary auxiliary verbs are modal auxiliaries in English grammar. Okay, so let us see what are called primary auxiliary verbs. There are three primary auxiliary verbs in English grammar. Before jumping into the primary auxiliary verb, I actually want to know the meaning of the word primary. Primary.
One.
It can be one. It can be the most important, right? Important. Right?
Yes,
most important. It has some special. It is the foremost, the first. Okay, secondary means It comes after the primary, right? Second, as you said, right? So primary and secondary. Why there are two divisions? Why the auxiliaries are divided into primary auxiliaries and secondary auxiliary verbs? Two categorization. Is there any reason for that? Why can't we call it together as primary auxiliary verbs?
Some verbs are important because some verbs are important.
Ma'am, their uses are different.
Yeah, of course, you are right. Primary auxiliary verb, it is an auxiliary verb or it acts like a helping verb to set the tenses. But at the same time, sometimes this primary auxiliary verb, it forms a tense form. Okay, it can stand alone. I had my lunch. As you all know, the word had is an auxiliary verb, right? But in the sentence, I had my lunch means I finished my food. I ate my food. So instead of ate, I can use had. So had, the auxiliary verb, sometimes acts like a main verb. That is why such a verbs are called. See, look at the next sentence. I am a woman. I am a woman. Identify the tense form. I am a woman.
Present tense.
What present?
Simple present.
Simple present.
Simple
How
present.
do you understand?
Am.
Yes. So in this particular sentence, by looking only at am, you understood the tense of that particular sentence, right? So am is a primary auxiliary verb because it can show, sometimes it can tell us the tense forms very clearly. Okay? They are my friends. They are my friends. Tell me, what is the tense of the sentence?
Simple.
Simple present. How do you understand?
Are.
Because of R.
Because of are. You know that are is an auxiliary verb, but in this particular sentence, there is only one are which is used to show the tense form, right? So such a functions are there for only with the primary auxiliary verbs. That is why it is coming under the primary auxiliary verb category. Clear? It shows the tense form. It acts like a main verb within a sentence. Am I clear? It acts like a main verb sometimes within a sentence. Okay? Am I clear to you, children? Do you have any doubt? I did it. I did it. I did my work. So here you know that did is an auxiliary verb, but in the sentence I have used in the form of a main verb. Did. Did shows us the tense form, right? Right, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Such verbs are categorized under the primary auxiliary verbs. Let us see the primary auxiliary verb in detail. There are 3 primary auxiliary verbs in English grammar. There are 3 primary auxiliary verbs. The first one is called be form, do forms, have forms. Okay? The first one, be forms, do forms, have forms. Okay? Okay? What are the be forms used in English grammar? Can you guess?
Are.
Be forms are
Am.
Am,
Was, were.
are,
Was, were.
when. Okay, these are the 5 be forms used in English grammar. It acts like a main verb. It can also act like an auxiliary verb. That is why it is coming under the category called primary auxiliary verbs. What are the do forms in English grammar?
Do, did, does.
Do,
does,
does, did. These are the 3 do forms coming under English do forms. Okay. Tell me the have forms.
Have, had. Has, have, had.
Okay, are the had forms or are the primary auxiliary have forms in English grammar. So listen carefully, children. Listen carefully. Be is the base form of the verb. Am is, are, was, were. Okay, be is the base form. Okay, what is the present form of be? Can you tell me? Present form of be.
Is. Is.
Is, only is.
Is, am, are.
Are. Okay, the present form of be is am, is, are. Okay. Okay, what is the past form of be?
Was, were. Was,
Past
were.
form of be is was or were. Okay, so be forms. Children, be forms. Look at here, primary auxiliary verb, be forms. Auxiliary verbs, be is the base form of the verb. Do is the base form of the do forms, and have is the base form of all the have forms. Remember this always. Okay, and what is the present tense of be? As you said, the present tense singular is am and is, and are. The plural present tense form of be is are. Singular present tense form of be is am or is. Okay, what is the past tense form of be?
Was,
Was, were. And you know, was is the singular past form of be, where is the plural past form of be. Clear?
Yes.
ma'am.
Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good, very good. Now, let us talk about the do forms in English grammar. You know, do is divided, or do is actually given in this form. Do, does, did. Here, do is the base form of do forms. Okay, do is the base form. What is the present form of do? Tell me. Do and does are the present form. One is singular, the other one is plural. Which one is singular here? Singular. Singular. Does is the singular form of do. He does. He is singular, so does is singular. As I have told you, singular, the word starting with S. So singular verbs are ending with a sir sound, right? So does is ending with sir sound, so it is actually a singular verb. Bird flies. Birds fly. Clear? Remember this example always. See, children, let me share the screen once again for you. Do forms. Do, does, did are the do forms used in English grammar. Here, does is singular, present singular do form, present singular is does, present plural is do. Okay, I do, they do. Okay, they does is wrong, he does is right, because he is singular. He does. So, does is the singular form, present tense of do. Clear? Clear? Do is the plural form of do. And what is the past tense used for do form?
Did.
Did. Okay. For singular and plural, we can use only did in the past. Did is the past tense form of do. Okay. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Look at the third one, have forms. Remember, have is the base form of all the have forms. Okay, have, had are the three have forms used in English auxiliary verbs. Okay, as I have told you, have is the base form. Have and has are the present form. Which is singular and which is plural?
Singular and have is plural.
Has
Has is singular and plural. And for singular and plural, the past form of have is had. Am I clear? So these are called primary auxiliary verbs used in English grammar. So primary auxiliary verbs are divided into three, right? I request everybody to draw this flow chart. Okay, write this flow chart. Auxiliary verbs, everyone must draw. Auxiliary verbs, which is also known as helping verbs, is divided into two. Primary auxiliary verb, secondary auxiliary verb. All must draw this. Auxiliary verbs are divided into two. Primary auxiliary verbs, secondary auxiliary verbs. Check the spelling of auxiliary verbs. And you divide the primary auxiliary verbs into three. First one. B forms.
Do forms.
Do forms.
Forms and have forms.
Very
Have
good.
forms.
And have forms. And right?
Be present.
B. You write am, is, are, was, and where. Okay, very good. Under do form, what are the do forms? Do, does, did. What are the have forms?
Has, have, had.
Have, has, had. Okay, very good, very good. You draw this? All must draw this.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
These are the
Auxiliary.
subdivisions of auxiliary verb. Auxiliary verbs are divided into two: primary auxiliary verbs and secondary auxiliary verbs. There are three primary auxiliary verbs. First one, be and its form. Be forms, do forms, and have forms. Okay?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes?
Ma'am, before English grammar class, you had told.
Gautam, could you please adjust the mic and speak? I am unable to hear what you are saying.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes.
Ma'am, you had told to do a heading. Pick out the finite verb or non-finite verb from the following and name their tense. So you told to do 20. You will show the 20 as examples.
I didn't get the question. 1 minute. Let me switch.
Ma'am, before English grammar class, you had told one heading to do, right? Pick out the finite verb or non-finite verb from the following and name their tense.
Yes, yes. I haven't given any examples there.
No, you had solely examples of participle. You didn't tell any 20 examples.
I'll give you. Okay, I'll give you. Thank you for reminding me of.
Can you show the flow chart?
Sure, sure, sure.
Okay, ma'am.
Test paper I'll announce. I'll announce the test paper through the class group. Okay, then only I'll be conducting. So, auxiliary verbs, which is also known as helping verbs. It is divided into two: primary auxiliary verbs and secondary auxiliary verbs. Primary auxiliary verbs are subdivided into be forms, do forms, and have forms. Be forms are am, is, are, was, were. Do forms are do, does, did. And have forms are have, has, had. And remember, be is the base form of am, is, are, was, were. Do is the base form of do, does, did. Have is the base form of have, has, had. What is the base form of am, is, are, children? Tell me the base form of am, is, are, was, were. B. Tell me the base form of do, does, and did.
Do.
Tell me the base form of have, has, had. Very good. Very good. Very good. So let us talk about. So I think this is over. You have copied it. I think so. So let us talk about the second one called secondary auxiliary verbs. Angelina?
Ma'am, can you show the flow chart?
You want it again? Sure. So let me stop recording and I'll share it once again for you. Let us discuss about the secondary auxiliary verbs. As I have told you, primary auxiliary verbs exactly, which is also used as a, or it helps the main verb to complete its tense form, right? And primary auxiliary verbs, sometimes it acts like a main verb within a sentence. What is the function of a secondary auxiliary verb? As I have told you, secondary auxiliary verbs are also known as modals, M-O-D-A-L-S. Okay, modal auxiliary verb. What is the job or the function of a modal auxiliary verb? Can anybody tell me? Can anyone tell me? Modal auxiliary verbs. As I have told you, do forms, be forms, and have forms, sometimes it acts like a main verb. But the secondary auxiliary verbs or these modals, it cannot act like a main verb within a sentence. Okay? It cannot, we cannot use it as a main verb within a sentence. Unlike do forms, have forms, and be forms, for these modal auxiliaries, it never ever act like a main verb within a sentence. Then you tell me what is the function. If it is not like a main verb, it is used within a sentence, then you tell me what is the job or the function of a modal auxiliary verb. Why do we need to use a modal auxiliary verb, or what are the modal auxiliary verbs used in English grammar? What are the auxiliary verbs called modal auxiliaries in English grammar? Do you have any idea? Before going into the usage, let me tell you the modal auxiliaries used in English grammar. Okay, so children, look at here, the modal auxiliary verbs. Just write under the secondary auxiliary verb, you draw two branches, one modal, modals, second one semi-modals. Semi-modals. Okay, modals and semi-modals. You can call this semi-modals, or the semi-modals are coming under the modal auxiliary verb. But we are categorizing it separate because we are using a preposition to after this modal auxiliary. Sorry, semi-modal auxiliary. Actually, the semi-modals also are coming under the modal auxiliary verbs. Okay, so secondary auxiliary verbs are also divided into two, modals and semi-modals. What are the modal auxiliaries used in English grammar? Can you tell me? Can you tell me, children? Yes or no? No idea. So, example, write the modal auxiliaries used in English grammar. Right? Can, could. All of you? Can, could is a modal auxiliary. Shall, should is another modal auxiliary. Will, would. Okay. Will, would. May, might, must. These are the modal auxiliaries in English grammar. Please note down the modal auxiliaries. Can, could, shall, should, will, would, may, might, must. 9 modals. There are 9 modals or secondary auxiliary verbs in English grammar. What are the modal auxiliaries in English grammar, children? Can, could, shall, should, will, would, may, might, must are the modal auxiliaries in English grammar. And remember the list of semi-modals, children. Semi-modals are used to, all of you note down, need to, Another word is ought. O-U-G-H-T. Ought to. D-A-R-E. Dare. These are the semi-modals in English grammar. It's time to wind up my session. I'll be explaining about this modal and its usages in the next class. Today, only you concentrate only on the primary auxiliary verbs.
Thank you, ma'am.
Time you copy it or watch the recorded version and copy the flow chart. Okay? Thank you.
Ma'am, ought to after ought to what, ma'am?
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Yes.
ma'am.
Ma'am, ought to, excuse me, ma'am.
Ought to, dare. D-A-R-E, dare.
Ma'am, can you send the
You know
flow
the
chart
meaning
of
ought
gerund?
to? You know the meaning of, do you know the meaning of ought to?
No, ma'am.
I'll tell you in the next class. Okay?
Ma'am,
Ought to is
excuse
equal
me,
to
ma'am.
should.
Excuse
Wherever
me,
you are
ma'am.
using should, you can use ought to. You
Excuse
ought
me,
to.
ma'am.
You ought to do this means you should do this. Okay?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Children,
Ma'am.
it's 12 o'clock. I have another class at 12 o'clock. So
Ma'am, can you
whatever
send-
you have, you can call me after this class or
Ma'am,
else
can you-
we'll discuss everything in the next session. Thank
Ma'am,
you
can
so
you
much for
send
paying
a note
attention.
of gerund flow chart?
We'll discuss it in
gerund.
the next class. Okay? Thank you.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Next
Bye-bye.
class, Thank you so much.
Ma'am.